Hi, today I'm going to show you the Sage Fixed Assets integration to Sage 100, which uses the free Sage 100 Fixed Asset module. I'm going to refer to the Sage 100 module as FAS for this presentation. It can be used a couple different ways. First, to create fixed assets in Sage Fixed Assets from either Sage 100 Accounts Payable Invoice Data Entry or Sage 100 Purchase Order Receipt of Invoice. The other function it can do is create general ledger, general journal entries for your monthly depreciation expense postings. Both of these functions rely on matching general ledger accounts set up for the assets in Sage Fixed Assets to the general ledger accounts set up in the FAS module. Right now we're looking at the FAS Fixed Asset module in Sage 100, and those are set up under Asset Account Maintenance. They reference and they'll pull from your general ledger accounts. And then in Sage Fixed Assets, all of the assets that you set up need to have a valid and matching general ledger expense account, asset account, and accumulated depreciation account. First, I'm going to show you the process to create a fixed asset in Sage Fixed Assets from Accounts Payable Invoice Data Entry. It's going to use what's called an asset template, and you'll create multiple asset templates in Sage Fixed Assets to match the type of asset that you are creating, and it will contain much of the data needed to create a fixed asset, such as depreciation method, estimated life, asset class, and general ledger accounts. So we're going to go into Accounts Payable Invoice Data Entry, bring that up so the header looks normal. You have your normal information for your vendor, your amount, and the second tab, the lines tab, is where it's different. In the lines tab, it's going to show a new field called asset template that is part of the integration. So what we just talked about on the asset template, you'll have a drop down on this to all of your asset templates that you have available that you've created in Sage Fixed Assets. And within the Fixed Asset, the FAS module, you have a utility to be able to refresh these. So as you're adding new ones in Sage Fixed Assets, you can use that refresh and it will bring in the new ones. So as you can see, there'll be different categories of items. So I'm choosing this one, and then from here, the process is normal. You're going to print and update your Accounts Payable Invoice Register, and the asset will be created in Sage Fixed Assets. So at this point, I'm going to go to Sage Fixed Assets, and so that template will create a lot of the information, but it won't create everything. You'll see some at the bottom here where I've got a couple of these assets when I drill into those. Things like, and I've filled that in right now, but you'll need to add the asset ID, the description in here. You'll want to review the information and add any additional information that you might want, if there's a certain owner on it, etc. And then as far as purchase order, the same process is done in purchase order, except for the asset template will be entered for the line in purchase order entry, and you'll have the ability to create multiple fixed assets based on the quantity on the purchase order line. The fixed asset is created when the purchase order invoice receipt register is updated. The second function of the integration is to post the monthly depreciation expense entry to Sage 100 General Ledger. So as we talked about before, if we go back over to Sage Fixed Assets, that all of the general ledger account numbers need to be valid in here, and so at this point, you're doing your normal monthly calculate depreciation in Sage Fixed Assets, and when you print your depreciation expense report, you want to note the total for the depreciation, this run column that you're going to compare once we get over into the Sage 100 area. So from here, we're going to close out of this and go back into Sage 100. And in the Fixed Asset module, what we do at this point is we choose Period End Processing. and you're going to be integrating to typically your internal book for Sage Fixed Assets for what you're going to post to your general ledger. And so in here, you also want to confirm that the period end processing date is that it matches what the depreciation date was for the date that you just calculated depreciation in Sage Fixed Assets. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and proceed and put in our date. And we're going to go ahead and print that journal. And so on this journal then, it's going to show all of the different assets with your general ledger account numbers, your amounts. If you have where general ledger account numbers don't match, you're going to get a register on this that will show you the issues that you need to fix before you complete this process. So we're going to close out of this register then. And then we'll go ahead and update this journal. And then we're going to print our daily transaction register. And so on our daily transaction register, the information is going to, let's go ahead and preview that. So you can choose to print in summary or detail on this. So I am doing in summary, and again for my sample data, I don't have as many accounts as you'll typically have. Note that the source journal is FL for the fixed asset link, and so then when we go to update that, then that's going to update to your for your monthly depreciation expense. So so again, when you own the Sage Fixed Asset software, all of this functionality is available with installation of the free Sage 100 Fixed Asset module. Thank you.